Make sure everything's going. You know, I don't even really remember how to fight Rustrazor. So this will be interesting. I totally forgot how to fight Drill Tusk. No, I didn't remove dancers. What are you talking about? I see it. Well, I didn't see it when you typed it. Is the YouTube stream looking okay for anyone else? I don't see anything. There we go. Okay. All right, today's stream, hold on. Make sure we add a marker here. I want to point out today's stream is sponsored by Factor. Will there be breakers today? Yeah, all right, so here is the flow of today. We're going to be playing Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, making content about Rustrazor Cerulean. That'll probably... I mean, it could take anywhere between 1 and 2 hours. I don't know how long it'll take. I have weapons, which is a good thing. I don't know if I have any armor. We will do a short 10-minute look through the Factor menu. Factor, by the way. Delicious, ready-to-eat meals. Never frozen, ready to eat in 2 minutes. Am I going to eat one? Yes. I mean, I don't have any right now. We have to go through the menu together, and I will let you guys decide on the one that I will eat and show you. Factor is cheaper and more delicious than takeout. Certainly cheaper than delivery. That's for damn sure. Ready to heat and eat in 2 minutes. More time for you and gaming or watching streams. Eat the 4th on the menu. If I were to pick the 4th on the menu right here, it would be chicken Alfredo pasta. I'm pretty sure Noxella really wanted me to eat, which one was it? Smoky tofu and baked beans. We'll see. I mean, I would like to have a steak. Personally, that would be my top preference. But in any case, got the command right here, Factor. You can save 50% off your first Factor box and 20% off your next month of orders using my link. So thank you, Factor, for sponsoring this stream. It'll be this stream and then one stream next week. Does Factor ship to South America? I think they're continental USA only. I can double check on that, though. They don't freeze their meals. So if it's coming from the USA, it would be very hard. You need to get like someone on like an F-14 overnighting it. Hold on, I'm trying to find it right now. I think it's entirely the USA. Meet the Factor truck at the border. Looking for that good stuff. But I appreciate your interest either way. Thank you. Thank you for that. Okay, video games. We need to see if I have Rustrazor. First, we need to see if I got Rustrazor EX. But yeah, so the plan is 2 hours of this, little Factor break, and then it'll be breakers for the rest of the night. We'll probably go until, I don't know, about 2 a.m. my time. So, I don't know, 5.5, 6 hours. Rustrazor is done, which is going to make the GU section a lot faster than I thought it would be. What makes it EX versus not EX? Like, what does EX do? It gives them a lot more defense. It gives them a ton more attack. And allegedly, and I've never independently confirmed this, they get an increased resistance to status. Now, that wouldn't be a hard thing to test, I guess. You just go in with a bow gun and shoot it a little bit. I probably have a bunch of level 1 tickets, because I feel like I did a lot of farming at Rustrazor. No! I'm kind of thinking about farming the hyper one, maybe? Okay, it's not as bad as I thought. I thought it was going to be way worse. I need 8 Cortex. Oh, on the carry squad? I don't know if I need the carry squad for this one. But I should have 2 thief cats who got boosted a little bit. Bateman and the wolf. There's this new thing Twitch Mobile is doing where it shoves a stream in your face, like in a bad way. I mean, it sounds like it's in a bad way. We did Sword and Shield last time. I wish I had a Thunder Gun Lance. Is that weird? So it shoves a stream in your face in the shorts aspect ratio? What? Why? Like a Gunlance is really strong. I've just been really feeling Gunlance lately. I mean, even in GU where Gunlance is all sorts of scuffed. I hear it calling to me. I think we'll do a hyper one. Oh, so I was saying, I've been reading Goodnight Poon Poon, a manga. It is really good. Don't know how I'm going to grind in breakers with half the player base block? No, you don't understand, Dean. I'm blocking the pre-made groups. Which doesn't affect me. When's ranged weapons? Never. It's all pre-made. Not all pre-mades. Nah, I mean, the only other very large content creator I know, Iron Cane, and like his entire channel is breakers, man. He's having an existential crisis. He's having like a real breakdown over how bad it is. Hey, Golden Link, thank you for posting a message on YouTube. I wasn't sure if you would. That'll be me? I mean, I'm a Monster Hunter creator. That's what I was trying to tell the Suckboy squad that came in my stream, was like, oh, play us, play us. It's like, this is my main game, man. I'm not here to prove anything. I'm just playing because I think the game is fun, and it is fun. But it's tough enough as it is with the skills that are available to everyone. You mix in like pre-mades with like coordination and stuff, it's an absolute nightmare. Play them, but they have to play Exoprimal with me? I don't want to be like, that sounds like you want me to be friends. I don't want to be friends with them. And even then, it's not even like... do you work for Capcom now? Are you trying to get more people to play Exoprimal? Can you be my friend? Like, in what way? Do you want me to help you move or drive you to the airport? Or is it the sort of thing where, like, we just get drinks every once in a while? Because those are two very different concepts of friend. Play Monster Hunter? You don't even have to be my friend to play Monster Hunter with me. Think you pick up Hades? Like 1 or 2? How am I doing? I'm doing okay. Taking the Adept Insect Glaive? It's an interesting playstyle. Do I play Rise with my friends? No, that's because my friends don't normally want to play it with me. There's nothing wrong with getting Hades 1, but at this point, I would probably just say, just get Hades 2, right? Isn't it good Capcom didn't get acquired by Xbox? You know, the funny thing, Dean, is like, during their Tokyo Game Show stuff, they were like, we would like to get viewed as equals to Microsoft. And it's like, you guys are being way too nice to Microsoft. You know what I mean? Microsoft wish they can make games like Capcom's making. Don't believe Phil's lies? Well, look, I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, obviously, you know, from the beginning, I've enjoyed the lucrative deals that Game Pass has offered in the past. But those days are long gone. Quality's gone, studios are gone, price is going up. This is Factor Ad, not Game Pass. It's just like, when it's a free service, it's great. We're talking about Game Pass. Some people on Twitter coping them to buy Sega. I would have a really hard time selling out my coworkers to Microsoft. You know, knowing full well that I could get my bag, but then like they might lose their job. Or the studio that had like a great deal of prestige to it or whatever just doesn't exist anymore. The funny thing is, even with day one exclusives, I don't even know that Game Pass is really worth it. Oops, I was trying to dodge the... But I think the real issue, what most people are talking about now is like, you devalue your first party titles so badly. People are like, why would I ever spend money on something I could just like get for like $1 or free? It's a little annoying. I kind of wish I had the Extract Hunter. Getting red is a little annoying here. Well, I guess that's the weird thing, is there's a lot of Japanese video game companies that are almost making more money gambling than anything else. I don't know what's going on with the pachinko business over there. Feels like a lot of damage. How am I doing? She's fine. Still a very strange thing to be, yo, how's your girl? If we were hanging out at a bar or getting dinner, I guess that's maybe like a little bit more. You're not a thief? You are admittedly a thief. You stole a bike and you've got neighbors that are upset because you steal the food out of their lawn. You steal their fruit, man. Which I'd be annoyed. I'd be annoyed if I had lemon tree and someone always kept coming out stealing my lemons. Might be able to get it here. There we go. That's kind of an awkward angle. You're not the Hamburglar. I'd rather you steal my McDouble than my bike. Does Xbox actually make games? No, they just buy studios. I mean, they're a publisher. The question is always, like, what value does Microsoft provide to studios that they acquire? I'm sure the money is pretty great up front, because otherwise people would never accept a deal with it. Probably their best acquisition, and against all odds, best running studio that they have access to is Rare. But there was, even still, there was definitely a moment where Sea of Thieves was not cooking. It's in a good place now, but it did take a long time to get there. But it makes you wonder, like, how much of that is a result of Microsoft and their guidance. I mean, even still, at one point, I remember Microsoft being like, we need to be less involved with game studios. Because a lot of their guidance and stuff was, like, leading to a lot of games never getting made. Have I ever been sprayed by Shogun juices? Not yet. If you know how I could remedy that. All I know about Nintendo is my friend has, like, I don't know, 2 kids in grade school. And even though neither of them has any Pokemon games, all they care about is Pokemon and Mario. Now, I'm sure they'll get older and maybe the boy will want to play Call of Duty or something like that. But, you know, Nintendo's got kids pretty locked in. I own Capcom stock. I mean, I do own stock, but it's, I mean, that doesn't mean anything. Anyone can own stock. They just went through a split, so, you know, you can get 1 share of Capcom stock for $10 now if you just wanted to show up at the meetings. It's cheaper than a tier 3 sub on this channel. I do not own membership to a yacht club. I don't even have a Costco membership anymore. I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, I can't imagine that the majority of money that... Was it Game Freak? I can't imagine the majority of Pokemon sales comes from people that play Pokemon competitively. I think it's great that they support it in any way that they do. But it is 100% kids that just want to buy the funny monster merchandise. We almost dead. The interesting thing is they had a ton of Japanese Pokemon cards. Is that common? There are a lot of Japanese cards that make their way stateside. I mean, they had a whole box of them. Had to have been 5 pounds of cards. I know it's weird to measure cards by pounds, but I couldn't even tell you how many there were there. When you were in elementary school, so like what, like 10 years ago? Hard scalpers buy up the stock and sell them here for a profit. Because people just like see them and like, oh wow, that's cool, it's in Japanese. I remember some packs of cards in Japan being like 1,000 yen. That didn't seem cheap to me. Pokemon cards are the first gacha? Well, I would say Magic the Gathering was the first really popular, quote-unquote, collectible card game. But Pokemon, it wasn't that long before Pokemon got popular, so. And Yu-Gi-Oh! Wasn't that far behind. Pretty sure Yu-Gi-Oh! Came afterwards. I don't know, I'm just talking about the United States. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Pokemon was out in Japan first. I do not remember the Dragon Ball Z card game. I'm sorry. This is tough, man. Oh, in the 90s, Kaiser, almost everything you can imagine had some sort of a collectible card game attached to it. You're currently stroking a magic card worth $300. I know a guy, I used to work with a guy that owned a Black Lotus. That's kind of neat. Card is worth like $1,000 plus nowadays. I mean, in mint condition, it's probably even more. Steal from him? Nah. He showed it to me. He was like, do you want to touch it? And I'm like, nah. I want to touch your extremely rare collector's item. Had the foil taste? Oh, I mean, it wasn't foil. I mean, well, he is limping. You know, I bet you with like extract, we could have actually probably cleared this pretty quickly. I mean, I think Pokemon is a neat franchise, if only because, like, it does kind of hit that all ages sort of appeal. You know, you could, I mean, of course, kids love it. But, like, as an adult, you know, there's enough strategic depth in there that you can still enjoy it. I think that's neat. I mean, hopefully performance-wise, you know, the Switch 2 comes out and they're able to actually make stuff that looks like a 2- or 3-year-old Android tablet. God knows we're struggling now. Been struggling for a long time. Yeah, I mean, the Mystery Dungeon games are fun, too. Rune has such low expectations for the Switch, too. I mean, it's going to be a pretty big leap. My thing is like, I don't even want to play Switch games because, like, I just get annoyed when I know I'm playing something that's, like, 720p at 30 FPS. Like, on my own PC, like, I get annoyed if I'm not able to lock 1440p 120 FPS. Which, God help it, I love the game, but Strangers of Paradise is ass to try and run, man. Trying to lock 120 FPS on that is a nightmare. Oh! No! But then again, they've got bats that have, like, just lock 60? No way, man. Why would I lock 60? I paid for a 240 hertz monitor. I'm going to use at least half of it. I'll lock 60. Plays so well. It's so responsive at 120. The funny thing is it's fully GPU limited. I'm going to get the 5090, and then I'm going to play through it again. I started playing it, but I'm going to wait for the 5090 later this year, next year. I am buying it. Get ready to eat me now. I mean, you can start, like, you know, refreshing the factor page for when they offered an SD Shepherd meal made out of me. I do hope we get that card this year. That would be nice. It'd be nice to get everything squared away for Milds. Not that I think Milds is going to need it. I just don't know if my power supply is going to be enough. I got 850 watts. My processor's really efficient. I'm using the 7800X 3D, so there's really not, you know, not much power usage there. So that means, like, we're gonna have, like, easily 600 watts for the graphics card alone. $1,000 watts to be safe. We don't even know what the power needs are for the 5090. And I already got the CPU. It is going to be big, but I do have a full ATX case. I'm not too worried about it. I may end up needing to lay my case on the side because I don't want that thing having any sort of, like, vertical pressure moving it to the side. I know they sell, like, mounts and brackets and stuff. The whole Dark Souls Remastered release ProCal was really disappointing. $3090 came with a suspension wire. I'm thinking the best thing to do is just, like, don't have your PC vertical. Just lay it on its side, just like we used to in the olden days. But we'll see when it comes out. I don't even think I need it for Wilds. I just need it for Strangers of Paradise Final Fantasy Origins. I got zero, I got zero carapace here. Oh, the Cortex. These guys got some. All right, we just got to fight a normal one. So last time your desktop was on my desktop? I have it on a table. It's on a separate table right now. From my desk. But yeah, I mean, I was definitely alive in the olden days where your desktop would be on the desk and then you put your heavy-ass CRT monitor on top of the desktop. Can I run Strangers of Paradise on Smunkfox's laptop? It would run at 60 FPS, definitely. But it would definitely go like thermonuclear. It would be so loud. It would not be good. I don't want to say the olden days. All I'll say is a long, long time ago, you just felt pretty confident that things were going to be okay. Like, oh, things are going to be fine. Even amidst war, you were like, well, there's a war and that's terrible. But I think things will work out. Nowadays, I don't really feel that way anymore. I definitely do not feel like things are always going to be okay. I've seen a black and white TV before. Why do I need a 5090? I mean, I've got a 4070, but I'm telling you, it's not enough for Strangers of Paradise. Strangers of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin. They made the highest possible models they ever could, and they never, like, down sampled them or anything. They're just, they sent the whole thing. It was a design choice? Look, Dean, I love Strangers of Paradise. You don't need to be here trying to get me on the side of Strangers of Paradise. I'm like one of its #1 fans. To future-proof perfection. Why is everything else so messed up? Why is the HDR possibly one of the worst implementations I think I've ever seen in a video game? They're getting ready for the OLEDs of the future, I guess. To remind you of human error? A lot of people talk a lot of junk about the game, but the story's actually pretty good. It's better than most Final Fantasy games. There's this really great dialogue thing where Jack is being told that, like, people will die and the rivers will run red, in that somebody will get, like, eviscerated by chaos. And at the end of it, he's smiling and happy, and people are like, yo, Jack, what's up? And he's like, I told you chaos was real. I'm going to kill him. Kinda owns, man. Like, all he took out of the conversation was that chaos was real, and he needs to kill him. He's great. Compare that to, not all, but almost every other Final Fantasy protagonist in recent memory that is just like crying, like, all the time. Like, a little angst was okay in, like, the 90s or whatever. But, like, the last, like, truly, like, positive protagonist we had was, like, what? Titus? From 10? Titus was okay. Cloud? What the fuck are you talking? Cloud's a positive guy? Titus is a crybaby without a Jet. You can cry a little bit when you miss Jet. I cry a little bit when I think about Jet. I'm not crapping on Cloud. But he's definitely emotionally vulnerable. He started it, man. And that's fine, but then they just kept going with that. Then you had Squall. I guess Zidane was probably okay. I don't know. I didn't play enough 9. Who was the little... This is a sponsored stream. I want to be careful with my language. Who is the twink from Final Fantasy 12? Vaughn? I guess that's, like, not exactly what I'm complaining about. Because he wasn't necessarily angsty all the time. He could have been a lot more angsty. But, like, his brother was, like, laying, like, nearly comatose in a hospital. And rather than worrying about his brother, he's like, I want to be a treasure hunter! It's like, bro, like, get your priorities straight. And, like, Bosch saved his ass. Bosch is like, yo, that one horrific gem that you pulled out of that screaming armor. Can I have that in exchange for saving your life? And he's like, no! No! It's mine! No, I don't think his brother's dead. I think he's, like, in a wheelchair or something. No! Like, kid, I just saved your life. No! His brother is dead? Dude, I swear I remember there being a scene of his brother, like, in a room in a wheelchair. I don't know if that's spoilers. Very dead. I attribute it to the multiverse. That scene is a dreamlike scene? Well, it confused me. Because I thought it was real. You want to know what you don't get in Strangers of Paradise? Weird dreamlike scenes. You just get Jack exploding people going, die, die, die! Fucking suplexing dudes, turning them into crystals, exploding them all over the place. Oh, that's so good. Wish we had a lot more protagonists like Jack. I'm not saying I don't appreciate an occasional depth of emotion from a character or anything. It's just, you know, sometimes it's refreshing. So Procast saying he lived long enough and then he died. Yeah, well, that's fair. Got a bunch of Cortex. We're going to need 8 total. So yeah, Wo Long has been on sale, and I've been thinking about buying it, but every time I think about buying it, I'm like, I don't actually want to play it, though. First, Randomizer Mutant. Like in World? No one talks about 16 after Final Fantasy Remake? I mean, when you're PS5 exclusive, like, you're really limiting your audience. I guess Final Fantasy Remake is also exclusive, but... Dark Souls is on sale on the PlayStation Store? I mean, I already own it. I already own it on PC. It would take an awful lot for me to purchase a game on a console again. Like, I'm okay, like, taking something as, like, a PS Plus offer or whatever. Do I prefer digital owned or physical owned games? Digital only because I'm lazy. In a perfect world, I'd rather have everything physical, but PC-wise, it just doesn't even exist anymore. You know, and I'll admit to not being very good a lot of the times with keeping my games in the right case. I know I'm not the only one. Yeah, I mean, I feel pretty confident in Steam. I mean, I worry. I mean, Gabe N is definitely not immortal, and, you know, when he passes away, I mean, you worry about what it'll be like at Valve. Plenty of room for people to fuck things up. I think the Dread Queen Rathian weapons are good. The issue isn't whether or not they're good on their own. The question is like, when is Poison ever good in Generations Ultimate? The answer is, unfortunately, not often. Even in situations where they would be good, you know, when they're not, when status has weird things going on in EX Deviants, there's just not much you can do. So Connecticut Highway copy, pasta, or command? I mean, there's plenty of clips. That's for damn sure. I was driving down, if you want to know, I was driving down the Merritt Parkway this past Saturday, and there was just a toilet sitting in the middle of the right-hand lane. It was in the box, but just a full-on toilet just sitting there. About a month ago, I saw somebody driving down the wrong lane for an extended period of time. It was 2 lanes, left lane, right lane. You know, normally you drive on your right-hand side. They were driving on their left-hand side. They were trying to pass. And it was like a no passing zone, but they were just going anyways. I think it was like a Sunday or a Saturday. Just a lot of people in a real rush to get somewhere really fast to do nothing. That's the state, more or less. The theory is you got a lot of people from New York that moved to this state during the pandemic. And they've brought a certain unhinged level of driving to the state with them. Left lane is my lane, 80 miles per hour? If you're on the highway and you're in the left lane, I mean, 80 is okay, I guess. Assuming there's plenty of room for people to go around. Ideally, it's a passing lane with a middle travel lane and a right slow lane, but for the most part, people just stay in the passing lane. You're infusing alcohol with fruits. Any advice? No. Other than be careful with the rind, I guess? I don't know. Faster you get to your destination, the faster I can be back home. I'm not arguing with you, man, but like, you're not doing anything at home, and you'd be surprised about how much faster you're actually going at different speeds. Like, think about this, like, when you're going 65 miles an hour versus 80 miles an hour, like, the difference is only an extra 15 miles an hour. But when you look at the equation for force, F equals ma squared, you know, you might have like twice the force behind your vehicle by just another 15 miles an hour. Which I don't know. I mean, I guess if it's a difference between like being mangled for life or just being pulverized into human jelly, maybe better just to be the jelly. Oh, is it just MA? 0.5 mass times velocity squared. Yeah, something like that. Going too slow or fast uses more gas. I mean, ideally, ProCal, you're not decelerating ever. You're just constantly coasting. That's the ideal use of fuel. So if you're like, you're constantly speeding up, if you're constantly doing like 80, then 40, then 80, then 40, that's not good. I mean, around here in Leona, like, and I'm sure probably around where you are too, like, you get all sorts of people that are like, in all sorts of like lifted trucks. You know, where it's like, the thing used to be like, wow, SUVs are scary on the road. Now you've got like commuters using like fucking like Ford F-350s. It's like, what are you doing, man? You're driving to be a middle manager for an office supply company. Just drive a Honda Civic. Maybe a Honda Accord. I know two people like that personally. One of them is, again, like an office manager for like an insurance company, and the other one is a school teacher. I would get it. Like, obviously, if you had a work use for it, like if you were like a tradesman or, you know, you did landscaping, obviously, of course. But then at least, presumably, like, you know, you've had somebody to like teach you and train you how to drive a vehicle that large. But a lot of times it's not that way. You've got, again, Jimmy office manager who's never driven, you know, a several ton lifted truck before that's like, fuck yeah, I'm invincible. And you know, and practically speaking, they are. You know, it's to the point where you're like, you know, you hope that they've got like a front camera because you can't really see in front of the vehicle. It's so big. You saw a guy park his lifted truck to fit 4 parking spaces? Oh my God. You love your forward-facing parking camera? I respect it. The chances of you horribly murdering a child or pet goes down dramatically with one of those. Which is horrible. But that's the concern. I'm on the Nextdoor app. It's a place for like middle-aged people to complain about things. And so they were blowing up some dude. They caught camera footage of some guy like speeding his lifted truck way down Faster Road. And like in the still frame image, like the truck is hauling ass and there's a poor little duck trying to cross the road. And the person was like, they killed the duck! Get their ass! And like there's like a mob out there looking for the truck driver because they ran over a duck for no reason. And, you know, like, they'll run over pets and stuff, then they'll, like, you know, they'll apologize, but then it's like, oh, you're going to pay, you know, it's time for a lawsuit. They turn real squeamish. Yeah, a duck got ran over somewhere nearby me by a lifted truck. People were mad. It was bad. I think I'm going to try and upgrade this. Now, how come I never upgraded it? I didn't even look at upgrading it. I can afford that. Plenty of Rustrazor Cortex. Everyone has tiny PP. I mean, like I said, like I would make an exception. Like if you're, you know, I mean, if you need it for work, you know, I'm not necessarily like a full-on confirmed hater. So we got the Rustrazor render. If I were to upgrade this in some way, how would I upgrade it? Lifted trucks aren't suitable for work. I don't know anything about them. So you can tell me I'm completely wrong, and you're probably right. You know the Rustrazor Charge Blade is? I haven't used one of those. It's going to require my upgrade materials. I'm not going to do it. I want to do it, but I can't do it. G question, go through low rank now. What armor should I aim for to get out of high rank into G rank? I mean, you could honestly use Bull Jaggy all the way into G rank. That's the first answer. The second answer is check out the ass to target the skills for the weapon you're using. Because, you know, depending on your weapon, it's going to really determine what you're going to want to use. You know, things go pretty crazy in G rank. But even still, like, you know, attack up large is also pretty good. Which style is recommended? Depends on the weapon. You know, what's good on one may not be good on the other. I mean, Valor is always interesting. It's maybe not always good. But it's always interesting. Guild is also always acceptable, although sometimes there's better alternatives. Hard to beat Adept. I'm generally not a fan of Aerial, personally. In a group, it might be okay. All right, so if I were making a set now, I would want pulling the ass up. Yeah, see, if I'm fighting Rustrazor, the hit zones are kind of bad, right? I'm going to be hitting the legs a lot. Probably want Crit I3, Crit Boost, Challenger 2. Don't need Razor Sharp or Sharp Sword. Maybe attack up large? Oh, Repeat Offender. What if I can fit all that? I can! Okay. That's what we'll do. What did I guess? 30, 60, 75? plus affinity oil. Hangumzil, thank you so much. Is that right? 75 plus affinity. I mean, it'll always be good. Hayabusa feather. Kushala system. Diablo's fan braces. Silver soul folds. Gore Greaves XR. Do I have those? I do. Talisman is chain crypt. 5. Oh. I'm already using it. Well, okay then. Have I riffed on politics yet? I mean, we're closer to the election. We might do some. I mean, it's kind of a weird place right now. I mean, you know, daytime you do have the court cases with Trump and Stormy Daniels, and that's definitely there's content there. But we're in a pretty messed up place. Anyways. I was led to believe, and like, you know, they got me like that Biden was going to be a one-term president. That was a lie. Hard to feel excited either way. I love Chinese politics. I've been saying it for years now, man. Mao was right. Get rid of the landlords. How's a chance to bring Ross Perot back from the dead? Yeah, I mean, it's like, yeah, I just don't like, this is just like, it's a complete, in as much as you can have a complete failure of democracy, this election cycle is a complete failure of democracy because the majority, maybe not the majority, but probably close to a majority of Republicans don't want to vote for Trump. And definitely close to a majority of Democrats don't want to vote for Biden. Only because, like, you know, they're worried that Biden's too old. And, like, you can excuse a verbal gaffe from an old guy every now and then, but it's, like, all the time. And you got Trump in a court case talking about raw dog and porn stars in 2016. Like, not that that's a surprise at this point. We all know about that, but, you know, that's the news cycle. Think Mao's Goon Force started calling random people landlords to steal their stuff? They probably did. As always, Mao had a lot of great ideas that were executed imperfectly. So yeah, it's gonna be a hard year, you know. At least we have me. At least we have GU. I just feel so bad for the young people, man. In as much as boomers had a complete lack of empathy of whatever was happening to the millennial generation, I have nothing but an outpouring of, I don't want to use the word pity, because that's like maybe a little harsh, but sympathy for the young people that are trying to get started now, man. It's messed up. Hey, Ron, what's going on, dude? Am I sick? I don't know. Probably. And I mean, don't get me wrong, like, millennials, my generation, we did have it kind of bad. But at least, like, there was a moment where we had a chance to catch our breath and we're okay. Now it's just, like, nonstop raw dying. Like, those Zoomers, man. And the boomers just standing back, like, rubbing their hands together, like, yeah! Pull yourselves up by your bootstraps! Millennials did a great job turning our parents? I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Maybe you did. All right, what do I want to do? I think the set looks okay. I don't think it looks amazing. Where's the map? You seen millennials show disdain for anyone born after 2000? Well, maybe if they got messed up themselves. All right, we're going to do a Striker Sword and Shield here, I think. I think that's the play. I think we do Chaos Oil. I think we do Round Force 2. Shurigeki. Let's just do it because it's fun. Well, I'm definitely in the old-ass part of the millennials. As far as that goes. Feels like fighting with a toothpick? Element, I think, goes pretty hard. I think the first millennials were like, what, like 83? Something like that. All right, Factor, I'm sorry. I need to do a recording, buddy. You'll be back soon. Hopefully they don't get mad at me for that. Where's our Factor? What do you guys think of the armor? I kind of like the arms, and I like the blue and purple mixed together. You thought I was a Zoomer? I mean, sure. Let's go with it. It is nice because, like, even though it's got a dress that's full on showing, like, the underwear, it's not too lewd about it. The helmet doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I agree with you there. No, I think it definitely feels like an extra version of Siennatar to me. But did I remember my oils? Oops. I mean, we're definitely going to want those. Let's go. Let's go stamina? Let's go mind's eye. Front of the falls is longer than the back. You know, it's weird, but I kind of like things that are a little weird. Are you weird? No. All right, so this is in the volcano, huh? Single cart? I like things that are weird and you're not weird. I mean, not in a bad way. Cool drinks. I'm hoping that's one of the changes in Wild's Meteos. You know, the hard part, call it the Wild Sharts paradox, is they did give us the ability to fully mix female and male armor sets, but they didn't know what to do about the nipples. What's your solution to the nipples? Not like I'm putting it on you. You're bored, but you're happy to be here. As in, I'm boring you? What, is this not entertaining to you? Why would you click on a Monster Hunter streamer, watch them play Monster, and be like, I'm bored? Huh? I'll send you out for a week. You watch someone else. I don't care. We got Factor sponsoring the stream today. Ban him. You guys want to know how to really save money? So let me tell you something. Admiral Sorrow once spent over $40 ordering a 20-piece chicken nugget for his girlfriend. Do you have any idea how much Factor he could purchase? Brother could have had filet mignon delivered to his door. Probably at least 4 to 5 steaks for the price of one 40-piece. Well, one 20-piece, I'm sorry. It wasn't even a 40-piece. She wanted it. People want all sorts of things. That doesn't mean you should actually do it. You'd be like, babe, why don't we just go to the store and pick it up? Or better yet, why don't we order Factor using the streamer's code so that we can support my favorite Monster Hunter streamer and actually have decent food for once? She didn't eat them all. She didn't even eat them all? Brother, I would have been like standing over her with like a magnifying glass, like, you better eat all these nuggets. Just because you don't like the round ones doesn't mean you don't get to eat them. And you shill Factor? I haven't had a chance to eat it yet. Today's the first stream for it. You don't like the round ones? I have minimal preference when it comes to the nuggets. I guess I like the boot the best. But I don't know, man. I kind of get heartburn when I eat nuggets nowadays. The downside of becoming ancient. I want to get ready for this. Meteos, actually, like, this is gonna sound like, blasphemy. But I think the American fried McDonald's food is better than Japan's. Now, everything else, from ice cream to sandwiches, nah, Japan cleared it. No, I'm just saying, like, whatever. You can take a win when you can get it. Not like anything compares to Factor, of course, but... Oh, shoot. Oh, God. Well, I'm glad we got that on camera, and I'm glad we didn't die. Dude, does that give you defense down? Japan pricing clears America? Not even close. Not even close. Oh, he got me midair. Rude. That was kind of cool, though. Patrick Bateman? Yeah, that's who I named him after. And then some years later, like, the internet kind of went crazy with American Psycho memes, and it's been a little surreal. I don't want to be like one of those guys like I was doing it before it was cool, but I kind of was. Yeah, no, the salaries in Japan have not kept up. I don't know how some people do it. I want to know, where's that money going, man? Who's making all the money? See X-Men 1997? I don't really watch that many superhero movies anymore. If I watch a superhero movie, it's going to be like... It's going to be on an airplane. I'm mid-recording the foodist, but if you spam it at me afterwards, I will. I mean, foreigners can get paid kind of okay in Japan. But for some reason, everyone else is okay with kind of getting screwed over. You know, the biggest thing about it, Meteos, is I think it's just the housing. You know, you can get an apartment for under $500 a month, no problem. Japan is weird about trans stuff? I think overall they'd be accepting. It's just like, yeah, the weird like ID and like, I don't know if they still do it, but like they required like sterilization at one point. That's really fucked up. Well, I don't think, I mean, especially if you're in like a city, like I don't think anyone's gonna give you a hard time about it. Oh! That was kind of nice. I mean, at this point, I think especially like the youth are like, yo, we've got way bigger issues on our hand. Like who's got the energy? You know, when you're struggling just to find a decent paying job. But yeah, I guess to be fair, at the same time, there's also a lot of like ancient people in Japan. So as a percentage, I guess, you know, it could come up. It's an issue. Damn, that was a long-ass combo, huh? Doesn't Japan have huge casinos? How do people afford to gamble? It's mostly like the elderly, and they're like playing the equivalent of the penny slots, but like actual penny slots. And at rates that are really just like barely enough for the place to make a profit. How easy for band people? As easy it is for you to breathe, as easy as it is for me to ban people. Now, mind you, you're one of those guys that'll drown in a rainstorm, so maybe that's saying a lot. You're gonna ban this guy in 14? I told you before, man. You should have banned the guy right away. Is that the, oh, woe is me, I need money? He's like begging for money? Anyone that makes drama, execute them without a second thought. You should have done it 6 months ago. Like I told you to. And instead you dawdled, and now it's still a problem. Now it's your problem twice. It could have been your problem once. You know, everyone wants to be the king, but you know, heavy lies the crown, and you don't have the brains or the guts for it. Why don't you hand the guild leadership over to someone else? Oh, that would have been so cool. Is that like a mafia boss taking people behind the shed? Take that as a compliment. Oh, wow, they're giving me SP? Yo, that's based, dude. That's so good. Ah, he's sleeping. Well, that wasn't too bad. Hope I'm having a good week. We're having a great day because we fought Rustrazor. I'm actually really enjoying the Deviants. I enjoy these Deviant episodes because it always feels like there's a lot to talk about with their weapons and their armor and the fights themselves. Sarah Cutie Witch, hello, good evening. Or good morning, or good afternoon. I don't know what time zone you're in. Never got a Zenith Shogun? Maybe someday. Crack the code enough. We'll make our own things. You were looking for streamers of any Monster Hunter game. I stream Monster Hunter 5 days a week. Usually I put the first half of the stream as Monster Hunter. And then I usually do some sort of variety later on. That's what I've been doing lately, at least. I screwed up. I didn't look at any of the... Okay, hold on. Hold on, we gotta look at it. Hold on. I'll do it in the item box. I was vibing, man. Soccer Mom, thank you. Would I ever stream my drawing process? I would. I just haven't set it up yet. Have a good night, Erica. You found one of the only good Western channels for this series? That's a little harsh. I'm sure there's a lot of great content creators. I know Rustrazor's taking a break. Rustrazor was good. In terms of streamers, I guess it's a little bit harder. Saw lobster-flavored ramen? That's a little scary. I don't know how I feel about that. They don't have fart backwards redeem. I mean, we've got some fun stuff. All right, that's good. What else is there? Is that it? Does he have 2 uniques? Is that really it? Oh, I like that. I like that emote a lot, actually. Oh, hey, it remembered it. It put it up on screen and everything. That's great. Playing 14 is like having a second job. It's only a job when you don't mercilessly execute people that cause problems. You guys expect Monster Wild to come out on the Switch too? Not only that, I have made the claim from the rumors that I read that they might even be trying to get Wilds to release on a phone. Because if you look at it, I mean, they released Resident Evil 8 on a phone. No, they did, man. So if they released Resident Evil 8 on a phone, and Wilds is going to come out on the Switch too, like, the Switch 2 is going to be about as powerful as the iPhone, what is it, 14? So the 13 or the 14? I think it's the 14. I'm not slobbing all over Apple hardware, but I mean, it's pretty powerful. No, it's a real phone version of Foodus and everything. You wish the new Switch is better than a PS4 Pro? Yeah, I mean... You know, it's going to have, like, probably some level of DLSS in it, which it's hard to say, right? Like, it may not be pushing as many polygons as a PS4 Pro can, but due to trickery, it may look better. How powerful is your average phone? Well, I mean, you know, an S23 Ultra or an iPhone 14 are both incredibly powerful. I mean, most apps cannot take full advantage of most state-of-the-art phones. Like, they just don't have the power. Let me take a look at my list. Let me see if there's anything else I could cook on in here. Because how long has it been? We might have time to work a little bit. Black Desert Online and mobile? It's just like having something be like next gen only or current gen only would limit you a lot in install base, because you've got a lot of people that still have a Switch and a PS4 and nothing else. But they might have a phone, or they might be, you know, convinced to get a phone. And it's not like Monster Hunter being a portable title is strange. I mean, it was on the PSP and 3DS for God knows how long. I mean, it's going to be a big incremental upgrade, though, Unlucky. I mean, it's been like 9 years. It'll be almost a decade between the Switch and the Switch 2. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of room for improvement. Shogun Cianatar is actually next. And I was thinking of doing it in GU. How interesting. Should we fight him in GU? Or should we fight him in Rise? There's also Lagambi, who I also have listed as GU. But he could also be in, I mean, anything, including Rise. Anywhere but Rise. Okay, I mean, if it's going to be GU, I mean, we may as well. I just don't know how many of his armor pieces I have. What do we want to make his hyper armor set? The XR set? I mean, it's going to be a lot of work. Yo, that's a cool looking helmet, though. Does anyone want to farm Hyper Cianatar? Because I'm thinking that's what we're going to have to fight a lot of. You may as well. I mean, I don't think you'll regret it. I mean, there are a lot of good pieces in there. Okay, I'll open up a room. Well, a Plasma Lizard, the interesting thing to me isn't just that there's a lot of sets, is that they are visually distinct from each other. Fumala, we are about to fight Hyper Cianatar if you want in. You would be 4th on the match. Feeling people are being disappointed by the Switch 2? I don't think so. I mean, you want something that's backwards compatible that runs things at higher than 30 FPS. No, it's definitely backwards compatible. The question isn't whether or not it's backwards compatible, it's whether it is, what do they call it, forwards compatible? You have to get up at 5 a.m. tomorrow. Oh my God! You got 7 hours from now, man. You got enough time to say hello and goodbye. I think Monster Hunter Now is a way to test a mobile version of Wilds. No. Why did it take Monster Hunter F down from the App Store years ago? Monster Hunter Freedom Unite from the App Store? It's still on the App Store. They just, like, never updated it. If you have an old version of iOS, presumably you could still run it. I think, Sarah, I think it is the Switch. Because you can take a Switch game, emulate it up to 1080p or 1440p or whatever, and get it up to 60 FPS, and a lot of times it looks great. I'm not being a hater or anything. I mean, I own a Switch. I mean, we're playing on a Switch right now. I mean, we're on it. But it is definitely, I mean, it's held back by the emulation. I mean, it's, you know, it's a 9-year-old Android tablet. I mean, it's impressive for what it can do. Even for what it's capable of doing. I mean, I remember day one playing like Monster Hunter Breath of the Wild in bed and being like, yo, this is sick. I mean, it was the revelation of this Steam Deck before we ever got a Steam Deck. Monster Hunter Breath of the Wild? Is that what I said? I don't even know what I said. It's just like I'm relatively sensitive to like low frame rates. I'm a little, in terms of being a baby gamer, that's where I'm a baby gamer. And I want to see a high frame rate. Ideally a higher resolution, but that's not as big of a deal to me. Looking good, Rundy. Wait, you're using the you're actually using drill tusk. I thought you were layered, man. All I really want is a lock 60. That's all I really want. I mean, I would like more. But I could live with a lock 60. Yeah, when I looked at the drill tusk set, I was impressed at how good it was. These are the Dengeki event dual blades. They should port Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate on the new Switch. I agree. In every sense of the word. I mean, it should ideally be on everything at this point. I don't really know what's going on. Yeah, these are the highest Thunder Element dual blades in GU, at least. There are others that are maybe better, but they get the highest total amount of element. And the way I've been playing lately is just like max element. The only two excuses I can think of, Meteos, is A, it's all hands on deck for Wilds, which I understand. The evil and more sinister one is they think that by limiting the sales of the older titles, it'll force people to play the newer titles more, and the newer titles have more microtransactions in them. Right, which would explain why it's probably not a lack of labor and more of a strategic decision to limit the sales. not necessarily Medios. I mean, if you own a game, in the US at least, anything that you own a license for, I mean, you are entitled to do whatever you want with that license in the comfort of your own home. These are the Dengeki dual blades? No, I mean, I definitely agree. I mean, as a stockholder, I think it would be a great move to release the games for sale. That was Soccer Mom of Doom gifted you a sub. Soccer Mom of Doom, great person. Great fan of the channel. Hey, I thought you were going for me. A decomp, then a re-release. Oh, like a decompile? Like Legend of Zelda? Or whatever? Ocarina of Time or Mario? Ah! That would be really great, though. I mean, in a way, that would almost be better. I think Marvelous would be a great one to do it. Maybe they will. I mean, who knows? I guess it depends what timeline we're in. Make Square do it. It's going to take 10 installments to get through For You, man. Like of other races in Monster Hunter? I'm trying to think the closest we've ever gotten to that. I mean, they give us the wyvern ears sometimes. There are mods for Monster Hunter World that let you play as the cat, and it looks really cursed. Of course, GU lets you play as the cat. That's Pick'ems. Pick'ems, you got a para build you could run? That would go crazy. Does it get code that lets you play as Cha-Cha's Try? When Milds gets delayed another year, should I do that as a playthrough, Albino? What's this Dark Souls armor? It's a mix set. Hyper Najarala, is it any good? It's pretty bad. It's just he's so weak to para. Maybe I'll see what I have. I just know that the cats are really good at status. I think there'll be a new weapon. I mean, I feel like they kind of, the dev team has their hands full with the weapons that they already have. You know, could I see them repurposing Tonfa? That is a possibility. Other than that, I feel like if there was going to be a new weapon, they would have showed it to us in the teaser. But, like, that's just my opinion. Oh, yeah, that is kind of bad, isn't it? Well, I mean, I guess it's not the worst ever, though. Compared to Blast, though. Oof. Maybe, give it a try. Give it a try in just this one. Kendrick or Drake? Which side? I don't know Kendrick. I know Drake has said some pretty creepy stuff. Wasn't he trying to be best friends with, like, the little girl from Stranger Things, right when Stranger Things came out? I'm not trying to start beef with Drake, but like, I thought he was, like, on the record with that. I mean, it's all, you know, it's all well and good to be like, well, I thought Millie Bobby Brown was great in Stranger Things. That's fine. That's appropriate. But to be like, hey, Millie Bobby Brown, huge fan of yours. Do you want to hang out? It's like, brother, she's 12. Like, what are you doing, dude? I mean, it's not even like if she was 18. That would make it excusable either. Even then, it's like, you're a grown-ass man. She's still a child. He texted her how much he missed her when she was 15. I mean, that's messed up, man. For real, he did that? I'm not saying he did that. Allegedly, he did that. Don't you use me as your quote. So I don't know anything about Kendrick. But, you know, as far as I know, like, he didn't do that. It's not even like that he did it. Like, the crazy thing is that he did it, like, openly, like, as a matter of public record. That's really insane. It was like on Twitter, dude. Talking about Drake kissed a 15-year-old. I don't know anything about Drake. Oh no, hold on. Sorry, hold on. Sarah, no! We have a no rise rule in the chat. No! Hold on. You've committed no crime. Okay. Alright, you should be back. You think I'm cool for playing this game? I still care, man. If caring is cool, then I'll take the compliment. How's it going? It's going okay. Any word about the bucket? Gator, they get back to your inquiries to the job? They said no. Okay. You know what? I say give it a shot. Worst thing you can do is you just walk out. saw Kason and friends play Freedom Unite today. Wow, actually base. Yeah, I mean, one of my issues though, Sarah, was like I didn't like how many things were active in Rise. Like it got crazy. Like eight hunters or whatever. 4 hunters and 4 cats should not be on screen at the same time. It's too much. It's too much on screen. It's too many particle effects. And like, what is the thing supposed to target? That's just my opinion. ProCal, when they were playing Freedom Unite, were they just doing like low rank, or what were they doing? Yeah, I mean it's the moveset, Toad. I mean they need to make way. I mean I kind of like it when there's big open attacks, anyways, that are fun to dodge through. Stuff like that. You saw them fighting a Cephadrome? That is definitely a classic Freedom Unite experience. You know that Twitter thread with a Naviru fart balloon? Somebody was like, this is the worst part I've ever seen of Monster Hunter stories, and it's like, that's like, looks like one of the best parts. Naviru fart balloon? Did you not see it? He ate like a special Kongalala fruit that gave him Kongalala genes, and it let him fart. And then he was like taking on some evil guy. Was that like 2 or 3 paras? No pun intended, but it recently blew up on Twitter. Only 2 paras? Yeah, probably not worth it. Thanks for trying, though. Maybe it'd be better if I did it. Stay away from infinite scroll websites for my mental health. I got off of Reddit. Reddit was the only one that was like that for me. And I've been very happy as a result. Like, I'll still click a Reddit thread every now and then. Like, if it comes up in a search result or somebody links it, but I don't have, like, Reddit installed anywhere. Like, I don't go to Reddit. It's just, like, so bad. All right, I'll try Para. We'll see how it goes. Let's kind of go crazy. Is that 39? I tried Hades too. We might be getting codes? Possibly? The agency? So like I'm kind of like vibing and waiting to see if I'm gonna get a code. But I'll definitely check it out. You know, I mean, I got to credits in Hades 1. Like, I like the game. My only issue is I thought maybe it was, like, a little easy. It's not necessarily a bad thing. And I had to get off of Twitter because, like, I got mad. I was like, getting mad. And, like, that's just, like, not healthy. And, like, the problem is, like, the people I was getting mad at, like, they probably weren't even real. They were probably bots. No, I mean, it's pretty much always been sponsorships and important callouts. Like, I'm fine with that. So I should never read Instagram comments. I want to read any of the comments. I mean, God help us, there might be a day where, like, people start infiltrating this website with, like, AI viewers. Are you a bot? People have thought you might be. Is there not status crit? There probably is status crit. I should probably try and find a way to get it in there. Human or not thing? No, I haven't. Think a bot detection thing can label you as not human? You might be surprised. AI chatbot, a real human. Sounds fun. Maybe one day we'll do that as a break thing in between Breakers episodes. How do you know whether I'm a real human or not an AI? It's getting harder all the time. I mean, they have an AI that will, like, chat and play video games now on Twitch. Pretty popular, actually. I got the claw. Oh, God. I see the monkey playing Breath of the Wild. I did not. How was he? Be able to replace me in a matter of months? We can absolutely get a KO, Rendy. A Monster Hunter MMO that's not Japan or China only? Don't forget Korea. Korea had a version for a while. I agree with you. I don't think we'll ever get an MMO again, though. Live service is MMO adjacent, but they don't have any obligation to actually release content on a regular basis, I guess. Silver's hello, good evening. Hey, we got a mount. My mount is fake. No. I think Exoprimal was 100% an experimental title. And you know what? We could all thank Microsoft for bailing that one out. Thanks, Microsoft. Grundy, work on the bat. Work on that shell, man. Imagine Tonfus for Wilds. There's a chance. My thing is just like, I feel like they would have shown it. I don't know. We'll know soon. In a month or so, it's going to be the summer game show, and we should actually get like another look at games. Ooh. Oh, we killed him. Need to get the back too. At least we got the claws. I wonder if that's enough. Thoughts on YouTube are getting worse? Like, who's paying for them, man? Is GDQ good now? I haven't watched GDQ since somebody had a dog playing a video game. So the chat is just too locked down. That was last GDQ, but that was like the only thing I watched at the GDQ. I'm not saying, like, speedruns aren't cool anymore. Like, obviously, they're still fans of speedruns. But I feel like the novelty of, oh, wow, watch somebody play the game really quick isn't, like, it's not as stimulating to people anymore. You, like, need something else. Did I watch Moss GDQ? I watched a little bit of it. I watched the T-pose. I watched some of the T-pose stuff that was going down. I still need a ton of normal stuff. I mean, Hell Wheel's is a great example. All right, I'm gonna keep running this. Let's do normal Cianatar, because like I need like Cortexes and stuff. But I think this set is fine. Randy, you work on the bat. And I'll work on the claws. And then Pick'ems, you work on whatever the hell you feel like. I guess ideally one or the other, though. How the dragons changed the weather? I mean, would it really matter, though? I mean... Oh no, it's raining now! I mean... It was kind of like that in some games anyways. Little monsters would go away. I guess if a Teoster showed up and you suddenly needed a cool drink for the area because it was hot, that could be something. Adept card is cool, you're bad at it? For me, it really depends on the monster. It's blocking you from setting bombs in the rain. They should have hard commit to that. Yeah. Because in World, the only thing that rain does is make my game look cursed because I have an AMD CPU. Where, like, it starts and stops constantly. And, like, I guess they're never going to fix it. Although, we might live long enough to see a Monster Hunter World remaster. Think about that. Gonna be goddamn, like, 60 years old. He'll be chopped. I know, I really will have to play World my whole life. If The Last of Us 2 can get a remaster, World can get a remaster. Your World looks pretty good though. You don't know if it needs it. Well, that's what we're saying. Like, it really doesn't need it, but I could definitely see it happening. I don't know if I can get to that claw. A little bit? There's an Aztec-inspired Elder Dragon. You got some frontier monsters that could maybe be kind of like that, I guess. Frontier is a pretty deep well when it comes to creative monster designs. Yeah! Yeah! Monster Hunter Online isn't? Not really. Beaver Bear was cool? Yeah, but they were asking about Aztec-inspired Elder Dragons, not like, is there a game with a beaver in it? Yeah, Sarah's like, yo, you tell me where I can find a beaver that I could kill. I'd be like, well, have you ever heard of Monster Hunter Online? How about a monster that is vaguely Steam Engine inspired that has a hunting horn that you can use that will almost certainly kill your teammates? Monster Hunter Online. I want a game where your chat gets increasingly angry with you because you are doing double super pounds. Monster Hunter Online. That thing is better than Bracky? Okay. I mean, look, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I'm gonna need more cortex than that. Let's do one more. That was fast. Hated its design, but praised Bracky because Bracky had an interesting and unique mechanic. Koyaku just ran at you. Extreme pissing Shengaran. I don't really remember him much like that. I gotta find out if I can put status crit on this set. You loved him? I mean, he had good gear. You're not wrong. This has 2 slots. So in a perfect world, what would we have? Not attack up large. We want, like, repeat defender, critical eye +3, status attack +2, status crit. That has to be possible. It is possible. Can I do better than that? Challenger +1, maybe? Nope. It's always like that, isn't it? Well, maybe Challenger +1 is possible if we go down to Crit Eye 2. It is possible. Huh. Maybe I'll make that at some point. What's the 0 out of 100 counter on my ad? That's the amount of people that have signed up for Factor using my referral code. You don't need to point it out, man. You don't need to, like, rub it in. What do you think it is? You have a status set if you want to see it? Yeah, go put it on. Factor's pretty good. You're the second person in chat to have say it's pretty good. I'm excited to try it out. I mean, look, I enjoyed HelloFresh. I did. But this is like really easy. You don't even have to cook it. No, so soon, very soon, I'm going to be switching over to the Factor website. We are going to look at some meals, and then you guys are going to vote on what meal you want me to order and eat. Noxella is definitely on tofu and bean. Tofu and bean meal, which is fine. I mean, it's an option. I'm gonna put like 4 options into a poll. Mexican stuff they have goes super hard. I will definitely get a lot of that. No, I mean, it's a nice sponsorship. I'm glad they're sponsoring the stream. I mean, it's been slow, man. I mean, this for content clowns this year, sub counts and sponsorships have been hard to come by. So the fact that they're willing to help makes them a good company. Well, I mean, Noxel, I think everything is single serving. So, like, I can eat the tofu and bean on my own, and, like, I could still get her, like, a normal meal. In fact, I will likely sit down with her and be like, what do you want? Because I'm going to get, I don't know, probably 8 meals. Just gonna eat all the steak. Well, she can have, I mean, she has her own. That's how it works. Well, I'm not planning on getting 8 orders of tofu and beans. It's not like I got a tofu max. Oops, how did I miss that? Man, Destroyer Oil is like actually like so good. Thing is the worst weapon? Bowguns are really boring a lot of the time. I don't know if that counts as the worst weapon. I used to be a bowgun lover too. It's in every game except Try. Pretty good in Freedom Unite. Like, they didn't gimp the hell out of the motion values, so it actually hits really hard in Freedom Unite. I guess the guard isn't as good. No, you know, it was almost a simultaneous exchange, Amatsu. I came to accept the Switch Axe right around the time I came to hate bowguns. Isn't Lance better in Arisen? Yeah, it's pretty good in Arisen. It's better in a lot of ways. It's more interesting to play and to watch. Get it! Get it, Snub! Kill it! Yeah, I mean, it handily took care of the Plesioth hip check. It was just, you know, you get pushed back, but you barely took any damage. Speaking of wailing on a guy's nub, I'm gonna say one more time. I've been reading Oyasumi Punpun. It's a manga. I don't know how old it is. I'm assuming like 12 years old. It's really good. I recommend it. I think I'm like 100 chapters in. I have a little clip. Oh, I'm gonna show you the clip. Punpun's fine. It's really weird. Let me show you what's in Punpun. It's so sad. You know why it's sad? It's to balance out moments like this. Give me a second. It's in an adult manga, so like it's got to be like a little sad. Look at that. Look at his hair. He's so happy. That's Punpun. I'll get mild spoiler. This is Punpun in his teenage years, and he's gelling out his hair, and he loves the way it looks. But yeah, it definitely has some. It has some sad moments. But you know, I like stuff like that. I like sad stuff. And how late is it? What time is it? It's probably time to do the sponsored bit and then to go over to Breakers. What do you think? 2.5 hours of Monster Hunter? That's okay. I should probably watch Blue. Don't leave! Breakers is next. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Rendy and Pickums. Appreciate you. I'm abandoning the quest. Pluto is robot drama. I would like it. That sounds like something I would like. Streamer with Hello Fresh. I'm gonna leave the background music on because, like, why not? Marker. Add a marker. Weekly menu. All right. So here's how we're going to do this. Am I interested in Dungeon Meshi? I read the manga. Dungeon Meshi is good, yeah. Yeah, I like the manga. You know, I probably read halfway through. Something like that. I like the monthly release mangas because, like, I feel like you get a lot of value out of them. They really take their time with making things look good and the stories at like an okay pace. Because, like, sometimes you just end up getting like stuff that's like a non-stop hiatus, and like that's annoying. You see that? You see food? Leave Togashi alone? I'm not bullying on any author, but you know, better to have like a consistent and stable release schedule than like, oh, by the way, I'm burnt out and I'm gonna take like 4 months up. All right, Factor. Factor has delicious, ready-to-eat meals. So, we've done HelloFresh before. HelloFresh owns Factor. This is a little bit different. You don't have to do a lot of cooking. Food is ready to go, fresh, never frozen. Cooked by a gourmet chef. Ready to eat in 2 minutes. How do I know they're delicious? I've had at least 2 people in chat now say they're really good. Many options, 35 plus options a week. Plus a bunch of add-ons. Do my own math? Well, I need to be able to eat the food. What we're doing now is we're going through the meals. And we are going to do a poll. It's like restaurant leftovers in your fridge. I mean, that sounds pretty good. I mean, for the price, that's pretty good. All right, I know... What are we going to vote on? Because, like, whatever we vote on, I'm going to buy it, and then I'm going to cook it and eat it. Is it more expensive than HelloFresh or similar price? I think per serving, it's about the same. It might be a little bit more than HelloFresh. But you're also getting, like, you know, usually, I mean, look, I mean, there's, like, goddamn filet mignon on here. Are there tacos? There is smoky tofu and baked beans. I'm just putting this here because I know Noxella wants to vote on it. There's a chimichurri ground beef bowl. Santa Fe shredded chicken and queso. All right, so teriyaki salmon. What is the most expensive item? Probably one of the steaks. Filet mignon and shrimp. Come on, guys. Louisiana shrimp, filet mignon, and shrimp. That's the one I want. That's the one I'm going to vote for. Poblano beef and broccoli rice. Okay. All right. That's going to be the 5th one. Okay, a second, I'm going to make a poll of that. What food is the food I should eat? I mean, I never thought that HelloFresh took that long to cook. But I mean, having it just like ready to eat seems pretty nice. Because I mean, with HelloFresh, there's definitely still some time to cook it. But I mean, you know, there's a pro to that. I mean, you know, you might want to learn to cook. This is for people that don't want to cook. All right. I'm starting a poll. What is in... What entails the smoky tofu and baked beans? I mean, I like tofu. Don't freeze any of it. That's good to know. I mean, it still has a lot of protein. I mean, I like tofu. Do they fry the tofu? It almost looks like it gets fried. Is that corn? Do you not like corn? That looked like macaroni, actually. It looks like tofu with corn and green onion and macaroni and cheese. I mean, it actually sounds pretty good. Do you have to bully baby eaters now? I mean, I would eat everything on here. I mean, do I have preferences? I usually like meat. What are the add-ons? Do they give me a free add-on? I don't know how that works. I know they've got, like, sausages. They've got, like, stuff for breakfast. Sweet potato and chickpea curry? I mean, that sounds good. I mean, look, I mean, they want to have some vegetarian options for... I mean, that's full-on vegan. I had shawarma last night, actually. I like shawarma. We had shawarma and we had... some green chili chicken or something like that. I'm surprised nobody wanted me to eat the tomato goat cheese. What is that? I don't even know how to say that. Cavadapi primavera? Oh, it's a pasta dish. Oh, the pasta is made out of cauliflower. I don't know about that. And I buy this with food stamps. Unlikely? Ask Jen how to say it. You know, she understands Italian really well, Nefudis. But she doesn't speak it at all. Like, when we're in Italy, I'm usually speaking more Italian than she is. And I do not know how to speak Italian. But that's less of her understanding of Italian and more like she doesn't want to talk to anyone. And so she'd rather take her chances with me talking Man, with her talking and having to deal with talking to people. I mean, we make a good pair. She's able to handle a lot of things that I'm not very good at. I'm definitely able to do some things that she's not, you know. Honestly, she's not good at it. She just doesn't want to do it. It's nice when you're able to compliment someone. Yeah, you've got like pros and cons. Like you're able to match up in some way. Shredded chicken and queso. That looks pretty good, man. Skip overpriced takeout. I mean, real though, like, if you're doing like Grubhub or something, I'm not even sure if I'm allowed to say the name. Sorry, Factor. I mean, you're looking at like 40 bucks. Like after the tip and delivery fees. So in that regard, you can definitely save some money. Possibly time? Is Factor watching this? They'll likely watch it. I had a driver recently that went on like an Odyssey. Like we ordered at 5 and it was like 7 by the time they got to our house, which is like, you know, I'm not mad, but like some people would be. Were they driving an Odyssey? I think they were in a Kia. There was a point in time where it looked as if they were off-roading to get to the restaurant. Oh, they definitely were running multiple deliveries. Soy 1, did it end? With 56% of the votes, Smoky Tofu and Baked Beans has won. I respect and appreciate everyone who voted on the Poblano beef. Who asked for teriyaki salmon and didn't even vote on that? Was that you, Amatsu? This is 0 votes. Factor meals will eliminate the hassle of prepping, cooking, or cleaning up. Simply heat and savor the good stuff. Change your order up every week. Pause or reschedule your deliveries anytime. Okay, thank you so much, Factor, for sponsoring the stream. I really, really do appreciate it. Everyone, here's the code again. I will order the meals, and then I will eat it, and then we will watch me eating it together. I will let Jen choose her meals, Leona. I'm not gonna order for her. I will let her choose. And we'll either do 3 or 4 nights. I haven't decided 100%. Probably 4, I guess. She almost always eats at her parents' on Sunday. So that's a day. Well, we probably won't do. All right, YouTube viewers. I am about to consume your existence. I'm going to shrink you down into a bite-sized potato, microwave you for 7 minutes, air fry you for a total of 20 minutes, and then chew you in one bite and then swallow you, assimilating every part of you into my body through your nutrition. I'll talk about all the meals, Buster, but I'm only going to eat one on stream. That's too long for a bite-sized potato. It's going to be a bunch of them. I mean, there's probably like 30 of them in chat, so. So we're going to end that. We're going to be starting Breakers in just a moment. So look forward to that. I guess I'll start it now. Yeah, there's exactly 31 bite-sized potatoes. No, I mean, I'm pissed. I'm pissed at my Trader Joe's potatoes. They're way too small. And like everyone's laughing at me like, oh, little potato boy. And it's like, I just want a normal sized potato.